Top of the morning to everybody. Today is May 20th, 2026, and I want to do a quick portfolio update, check in on the LH algorithm, just not doing very well. And then I'm going to do a short presentation on adapters and encourage you to figure out what type of adapter you are so that you can better tailor your rules for success. And before that, a quick disclaimer. Remind everybody this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And with that, let's get into it. Top of the morning, quick portfolio update. And then adoption. We can see the LH portfolio is seriously lagging the benchmark, and our opportunity fund currently is leading the pack. Quick look at the trends. This is the trend of all of the portfolios. We've got the benchmark here in the center. It dipped a little bit with the start of the war and then it's coming back pretty stable. This is the one that's 80/20 S&P 500. And other than the crazy opportunity fund, it is the leader. And then down here at the bottom, our LH portfolio, we screamed ahead of that 100% line twice. And then ever since then, it's been dipping. And we are at a low. Right now, that portfolio has got three companies which are on the verge of that 30% loss, which will cause me to sell them and reinvest them. But for now, they haven't hit it yet. At least they hadn't this morning. The Opportunity Fund, this is the one invested in a put in Royal Caribbean as Royal Caribbean suffers from the hantavirus. Whenever a virus hits, people pull back on cruises and those take a temporary hit, but it'll be back. We'll make some money in the meantime. And then with that, let's get into adoption. What is your implementation or your buying or your selection preference? How do you move? Are you a first mover, someone in the middle, or do you need a lot of time and a lot of data to take action? This is most important for setting up the rules, not necessarily the investment. If we are a late adopter, we're going to set up those rules so that we mostly look at the portfolio less often once we get it set up. If you're an early adopter, if you need very little information to take action. If you own an electric car today and you've had it for a while, you're probably an early adopter. One of the things about early adopters is they're fast in and they're also fast out. Fast out. So as an early adopter, you want to set up your exit strategies so you're not leaving money on the table by leaving too soon. Middle adopters, this is the majority of the population. When they do break it up into early majority and late majority, these generally you need a little bit of information to make a move. When you make a move, you tend to stick with it a little longer. You are going to be a little late to the table to save for retirement, but you're going to do a good job of saving the whole way. And the late adopters, you guys are the ones that take a lot of data and a lot of time to make a decision and pull the trigger on anything. You're roughly 16% of the population. You do not like change. You like the way the things they are. And you are going to be the ones that are resistant to saving. When we set up the rules, we don't want to stress you out. So one of the rules for you guys, if you know you're a late adopter, is I don't want you to look at that portfolio very often. I want you to set it up, put it on automatic pilot, and then go off and do everything else you're going to do. But don't look at it. It's just going to stress you out. And when you do look at it infrequently, it'll do exactly what it's supposed to be doing because you're looking at it infrequently, and you'll be okay with it. So depending on what type of adopter you are, you may need to recalibrate how you do savings so you hit your target. Understanding your adoption preference will help you work through those challenges for each one of you. And along the way, I will do examples of portfolios for each of you. And most important for the adoption preference is let's look at the rules. We can set up rules for early adopters, middle adopters, and late adopters, which will be slightly different. We just have a portfolio that is specific for your adoption criteria. So like the buy and hold, don't look at it. If you're going to be adding money to it, you don't need to recalibrate it. So you may not have to look at it, but every 10 years. Let's take another quick peek at the mountain. And we'll call it a May 20th. Top of the morning. I encourage everybody to go figure out what their adoption preference is. And with that, another quick peek at the mountain. And I will bid everybody a happy May 20th. Adieu. And retire the tic-tac-toe tie.